All right, today we're going to do a little math activity about collecting and organizing data. I have Cole and Wyatt with me to help. And just to remember, what does that mean? Well, when we collect and organize data, data is information that we collect to help us find out numbers of things we want to learn more about. In order to collect it, we want to take what's called a survey. And that's the way we ask a question to find out or the method we use for collecting the data that we want to find out. We then take that information and we create a graph, and a graph is the final product in this, and it looks something like this. You have to have a title at the top. Up one side you'll have a number of things, and then these will be the categories of things. So the first thing you have to decide is, what do you want to learn about, right? So what are some things we could go, so what we're going to do, and you can do at home, is go on a little walk, maintaining your social distance, and check out and count numbers of things. So, Wyatt, what are some examples of things we could count around our neighborhood?
Like colors of cars.
We could categorize by, we could count the numbers of colors of cars, different colors of cars. Good idea. What else do you think we could count?
Maybe like mammals?
Mammals. We could see what kind of mammals we see, like how many squirrels, how many dogs, how many cats, right? How many elephants do we see in the neighborhood? Do you have any other ideas, Cole?
I mean, like, no, I don't know.
No, you don't have any. Okay. Well, we could do colors of houses. We could do houses with their doors open or closed. Okay. So I think we should do colors of cars. Do you think that seems like a good one? Go around the neighborhood and we can make a data collection sheet of the colors of cars. So what are some reasonable car colors we think we might see?
Black.
Okay, we might see some black cars. So our data collection is on our data collection sheet. You guys can both do this if you want. On the data collection sheet you can write colors of cars. And then one color we might see is black. So if you could both write black on it, so write colors of cars and then write black. And then what's another color of cars we might see?
Blue.
Blue. So you make blue cars. What else?
White.
Boy, there's a lot of white cars out there. Any other colors we can think of?
Red.
Sometimes there are red cars. Great. And maybe there's tan cars. Right? Sometimes they're tan colored.
Yeah.
Okay? So then now what we can do is we can take this information, and as we go out, when we count the numbers of cars that we see, we'll make tally marks on it, and then we'll come back home, count our tally marks, and then we'll make a graph in the next setup. Sound like a good deal?
Mm-hmm.
So remember, we can count anything we want, but today we're going to go out and count the numbers of cars that we see in certain colors. All right, so now we're going to go outside. Now we're outside, and Wyatt's going to bring me and his brother and his mom and the dog, and we're going to go on a walk. And obviously he brought his adult with him. What he's going to do, he's got his sheet here, and he's got black, blue, white, red, tan. Maybe you better write gray in there in case you see a gray car. And then he's just going to go up and down the street. And if he sees a white car, he's going to put a tally next to white. If he sees a blue, put a tally next to blue. And that's how you do it. So here we go. We're going to tally mark all the cars that we find on our walk, on our regular walk route.
White. Let's see. White. Another red.
think the guys are almost back. They've just gone around the whole block taking tallies of all the different colored cars they've seen. Oh, here they come now.
What?
Come on over here. What do you got?
I got like a ton.
You got a ton. Oh, different colors. Black, blue, white, red, tan, orange, purple, green, gray. How about you? Why? How'd you do? Oh, no orange Lamborghinis today.
Yeah. No.
So now we're gonna take this stuff inside and see if we can organize our data. All right, so we counted up all the cars that we found out on the street, right guys?
Yeah.
So now our job is to figure out how many cars we saw and the total numbers. And since we were using tally marks, we know that for every fifth car, it looks kind of like this. So let's say Wyatt saw his blue cars, so he went 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth blue car, another, and another, and another. So Wyatt, you have 5 here and 3. What's 5 plus 3?
8.
So how many blue cars did you see?
8.
You saw 8 blue cars. So you can see where it says blue right there. So Wyatt, you can just write blue cars. Something like this if you want. 8 blue. And he can write like that somewhere in there to start organizing his data. So why don't you guys take a minute and organize your data. See if you can figure out how many of each color you had. And then once we do that, we'll move on to some graph paper.
How about you? Yes, now count them all up. See how many total cars you have. 27 plus 25. That's actually hard. But I can do it. I'll start with 20 plus 20. Okay. And then do 7 plus 5. Okay. 20 plus 20. 40. Plus 7. 27 plus 5. 52. So write that down somewhere and add on to that. So you don't lose that 52. What do you multiply? Hold it up towards the camera from this way. Right.
Now we're going to make a graph, a visual representation of our data. And we're going to make something that looks like this. We are going to be sure to include a title, the number of the things we saw, and the category of those things. The boys, as you saw, made tally marks to show all the different colors that they found. So now, what they're going to do, and you can do this any number of ways. I'm going to choose to do it on this large graph paper. Because it's easier for me to show it to you guys. And this is a graph, and our graph answers this question. We wondered what color car is most popular on our street. Here's what we found out. This is the title of our graph, colors of cars on our street. Now we have what's called the y-axis, that goes up and down. Now the y-axis will have the number of cars. And I broke it up counting by what?
10.
Tens, right? So if you go up to here, that's 10 cars. What if you go halfway? How many cars is that?
5.
5, very good. So you can see by my grids, I counted these are 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20, 30. So if you only saw 2 cars, it would go to the first line. If you saw 1 car, it would be real flat like this. And now on the x-axis would be the colors of the cars, all right? So the boys are gonna look at their data. They're going to choose to represent it in different ways. Cole's going to use that whiteboard over there, and he's going to draw a big graph on that. I'm going to use their data to make my own graph here, and I think Wyatt was going to try to use
Legos?
some kind of Legos of different colors to make a graph that way. So we're going to do that and get busy, and we'll come back and check all of our graphs. Cool? All right, let me get the graph. Let me get the whiteboard for you, dude.
Dad, can I use these to
Nope. Here you go. Get to work.
Okay.
completed our mission. We graphed up some information about the cars on our street. We collected our data by surveying the street, by walking around and taking a poll with our eyes about what kind of cars we could find. Cole, what did you learn in your data collection?
I definitely learned that there was a lot of black cars and white cars. There was no space for gray cars, but there were a lot.
So there was a lot of gray cars, but you didn't make enough room for them on your chart. So that's something to consider when we're making our graphs, right? Is to make sure that we have enough room for all of the things we're gonna put in there. Wyatt, you've made yours a little bit differently. You made a three-dimensional graph here. Talk to the people about what you've got going on here with this.
I made it with Legos. This is supposed to be black, but like there wasn't a lot of blacks, so I just used a bunch of colors.
Okay, so since we didn't have enough black Legos, we just used those. And you can see he wrote the numbers down underneath. So how many red Legos do you have there?
I have one red Lego.
Tell me about everything else too.
I got 2 tan. I got 1 red car, 2 tan cars, 8 blue cars, 11 white cars, 25 black cars, 27 gray cars.
Very good, and you can definitely see that gray was the largest. Now, that was an interesting way to do it. Who do you think took the longest to make?
Mine.
Wyatt's did for sure. Now here is the one I did, and I used, as you can see, I used graph paper. I don't know if can you see the little grids on there? Show them the grids.
There's like
Little grids. It makes it a lot easier, and you can see because I knew once I worked off of Cole's data, and I knew that the most he got was there was 23 black cars, so I made sure that we had enough room to go up to 30 if necessary. You can see like this is 20. So that makes 22, and then just halfway between 22 and the next one up is 23. 10 blue, 21 white, 3 red, 2 tan, 3 green, and 20 gray cars. And I colored them corresponding. And that was it. So how did we do? Pretty good. What can we do with this information? What does this tell us about the people on our street?
it tells us that a lot of people like black, white, and gray cars.
Not a lot of flashy folks over here.
Yeah, no orange Lamborghinis.
No orange Lamborghinis, but we're gonna get 3, right?
Yeah, we can get 3 one.
One for you, and one for me. Great. All right, we'll see you guys later. We'll see you later in our
Mom.
in our orange Lamborghini. Vroom vroom.